Okay, and the last thing you had to do is you had to draw your picture. So this is my picture that I drew. It said you had to use at least 5 colors. So I have 5 colors in here. I've got orange, yellow, green, red, and blue. So if we look at this, it tells us we need to use these colors to figure it out. So I used orange was 10, yellow was 24, green was 2, red was 4, and blue was 10. So I used a total of 10. If you came up here and read the directions carefully, you noticed if your design does not take up the entire 10 by 10 grid, then your denominator should not be 100. I didn't use the whole 10 by 10 grid. I only used 50. So my denominator is going to be 50. So on all of these, I'm going to have over 50. So on orange, I had 10 over 50. So my decimal, I would have to change it to over 100. So I multiply 50 by 2 to get 100, 10 by 2 to get 20, 20 over 100. So that's 20 hundredths. Or I could have divided top and bottom by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 50 divided by 10 is 5. So 1/5 is simplified. So depending if you use that as your benchmark or you changed it 20 over 100 and then 2/10, your decimal was going to be 0.2, 0.2. So it doesn't matter if you want to simplify that and then use your benchmark to convert or convert it straight over. On percent, we had 20 per 100, so that's 20%. On the yellow, we had 24 yellow, so it's 2400 out of 50. Our decimal, we need that over 100. So 50 times 2 is 100. 24 times 2 is 48. So it's 48 per 100. So it's 10 hundredths. So 48 ends there. The 4 in front of it and a 0. So it's 0.48. And then to decimal to percent, we move it 1, 2 to the right. So move the decimal 1, 2 to the right. So it's 48%. Please be careful not to draw it here because then it turns it into a percent or it turns it into 48 with the decimal. You want to do your work over on the side, or you can just look at it, hold your pencil over it, do something, but you don't want to change that number and show your work right there, else that's what it would look like, and we could not tell what your answer is, and we'd have to take credit away. The next one on green, we have 2, so it's 2 out of 50. So we're going to change that over 100. So 50 times 2 is 100. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 over 100. So that's tenths, hundredths. So the 4 ends there. We need to put a 0 in front. So it's 0.04 is our decimal, 4 hundredths. And our percent, we move it 2 places over. Decimal percent, 0.04. 2 places over, 2 places over. So it's 4%, or you could look at 4 per 100, 4%. Either way, you're going to get 4%. Next one down, the red is 4 out of 50. If we want to turn that into an equivalent fraction of over 100, 50 times 2 is 100. 4 times 2 is 8. That's 8%, or 8 hundredths, tenths, hundredths. So the 8 ends there. No number in front, so we fill it in with zeros, 0.08. And if you want to do decimal to percent, we move it over 2 and give it a percent. So it's 8%. The next one on the blue, we have 10 over 50. Now we have the same number over here, or you could redo it again. 10 over 50, you can simplify. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 50 divided by 10 is 5, so it's 1/5. If you know your decimals, 2/10 is 1/5. 20%. Nice thing for memorizing benchmarks. And the last one, the total, we know it's 50 over 50. Any number on the top and the bottom is the same. The decimal is 1. You do not need to put a decimal there. You can if you like, but it's not necessary because we don't go to the store and say, could I please have 1.0 pizzas? We just order a pizza. And percent is 100% because 1 whole is 100%. One perfect test is 100% on the test.